Fanatics.
Draw me out, that could pay in the pic. I'll be on your roof, call me Saint Nick. Caesar with me too, going ape shit. Gorillas in the zoo, we had to break shit.
What's good, people? I go by the name of Clue, The Landing, a show brought to you by Nftr. Shout out my brother Viz, Shams, Posty. Big up my brother Jay behind the camera, you already know. Special guest today, no drum roll because it's like family, you get me? But my brother Vic Santoro.
Come on, you know the vibes, you know the vibes.
You know Vic Santoro, if you know the scene, you know the culture, you know what this man's about. He's here today because he deserves his flowers. We're talking about somebody, you know, comes from the streets, went away for a little bit, he'll touch on that himself. He's back now, he's done amazing things. I don't know nobody that's won a BAFTA, you know. I've been on this earth for a little while, so I don't know no one that's got one. So for that reason alone, he's here.
Yeah, come on,
What's
bro.
good, bro? How are you?
I'm here, man.
How are you, man? Talk to me. You got that money smile on your face, so I know something's going on. How are you? How was 2020 for you, furthermore? Let's talk, let's go back a sec. How was 2020?
What, for me personally?
How did you find it? Was you still going studio? Was it a thing of let me sit at home and do family? Or was it nothing's changed for me?
You know what, it's mad, like, I've done my best business in 2020.
Yeah.
It was a great, when I look back at it, it was a great year, I would think for me. Obviously, unfortunate events because of COVID happening, so condolences to anyone that lost anyone through that period.
That's right, rest in peace, man.
But yeah, it was a great year for me business-wise. So I was able to sort of get all my, you know, ducks in order, should I say. But yeah, it was a great year, I can't complain.
And what though? The BAFTA, obviously I've touched on it.
Yeah.
Elaborate on it for us, like, how does someone get a BAFTA? What do you have to, what's the process to get the BAFTA? What did you have to go through? What did you have to do?
First of all, before I go into it, I want to say, you know, shout out the whole cast of Gun Number 6 from the producers, because I think the BAFTA was for the whole production, which is, that's everybody involved in it. So that was really great. How you get to that, bro? Like,
Yeah,
to be honest with you, fam, I didn't even, when that thing happened, I was still suffering from like, I was like really institutionalized at the time.
Could you just come out?
Yeah, I come out. I've been out for like, I'd done it like a year or 18 months after I come out, and then the BAFTA happened like 6 months later. So I'd been on the road for like 2 years.
Okay.
So I wasn't even well versed in award shows or like, remember like my thing is music, innit?
Yeah.
And next minute I'm on this red carpet and they're calling a man's on this BAFTA stage, and like if you go back on YouTube and look at my face on the winner speech,
yeah,
I'm in complete shock. I'm standing on that stage like, brother, like man was just on the landing. You know, like that.
Just on the landing, and now he's back on the landing.
You get me?
Guy, you know, marketing genius. My brother Vic's a marketing genius, you know. I promise you, the landing, you know. Aye, carry on.
Just on the landing. So I think it happened all too fast.
Yeah.
And I think I thought at the time, and also like I've always said, the silence in the village didn't help.
Explain that. What do you mean?
I felt like now obviously I get a lot of flowers for it, like great achievement, but at the time,
Yeah. There was no flowers at the time?
I didn't hear, there was no noise from the village. It's like it never happened. And then even so for me, I didn't even know how to receive it because I didn't understand what it was.
Yeah.
And we got 100 blogs, 100 platforms, and nobody even said.
No blog shared it?
Not one blog said, congrats to my man.
Let me play devil's advocate. Is it because we don't know about that side of life?
Because
and when I say we, I'm talking about our culture, urban music.
I
we
think
know about this BAFTA thing?
I think it was just a mad move. That's what it is. And I said, I'm an unlikely candidate.
So it was a move that was unexpected from you.
Yeah. So if you see the years after, when other, black males that went and was able to get the accolades, everyone shared it. It was all over the place. When it's me, because it was me. I'm not saying it's personal to me, not like that. I said it was just a mad move from someone unexpected. I was like, what, Vic? What he acts? What do you mean?
Are you blackballed in this industry?
Impossible. It's impossible to blackball me.
So what do you feel like? Why do you feel like these other blogs, etc., wasn't posting up your achievement?
I think it's awareness, innit? Remember, like, my awareness, like, people's awareness of me is more in the village, innit?
Yeah.
So prior to actually putting actual points on the board, because there's a disparity what people mix up. You could easily get caught up in the fact that because you have some type of street cred, the industry itself is supposed to be aware of you. However, the industry is a marketplace. And how do you as a business put yourself in a marketplace, you know? You get involved in the finances, incoming, outcoming. So I wasn't even at that stage yet. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? And then also, I think it's just people just wasn't as aware. I think a lot of people are looking back now, oh my gosh, you did that. I didn't even know that. But I understand it now, where I think then I was like, okay, what? So in my head, everyone just playing games, and it seemed like it was, okay, well, you lot are not effing with me. Oh, cool, say nothing. I'm not effing with you lot either. You know what my thing is already.
Does that motivate you even more? Because I know you're motivated anyway.
Oh, you know what, bro? That empowered me in a mad way. If I check it out, yeah, it's like this, innit? Other man like win award, innit? It might be best newcomer, best hip hop male, or even in acting, best actor or best whatever not. The BAFTA's not for that. It's actually man's real life story.
Because that's what you was acting out.
Yeah, it was literally man's real life story. It wasn't mine, so it was a documentary and a film. So basically, the whole remit of it is it's about this gun that was used in various different offences in London and in Birmingham. People have been convicted for it. This was years ago. So what they were trying to do is make a film about how does firearms, or why do people need firearms in this environment? Right. So the idea was to get actors who are ex-offenders with firearm offences.
Because they'll tell the story the best.
So basically what that means is, I am what it says in the tin. That's the only way I can go on it. They have to verify your record and everything. Right? So I have to go on it and explain why these things transpire in our environment, in the inner cities, whether it's London, whether it's Birmingham. So for me, I was representing us. It was that whole thing is not about me. Maybe that's why I didn't take it in.
Right.
Even the accolade of the BAFTA, I didn't take it in like, oh my God, I won a BAFTA. It's kind of like, okay, we won a BAFTA. So that's what the thing was about. So the idea that, and then when I started filming it, they come in, so you do the acting scenes, and then they come in with the documentary camera rolls in and go, okay, boom, how did you get into that? And so as I started talking about my life story, the production team decided, okay, we're gonna make him the lead.
So you didn't come into it.
I didn't come into it as the lead.
You managed to get to the
As I just started talking, how we're talking, they're like, rah. You know what, when they get to the editors, they're like, nah, my man should be the lead. You get what I'm saying? So that's why when you watch Gun Number 6, a lot of it is like, there's a lot more input of me in there. And then it was like, as I started talking more and more, it just ended up kind of being rap like that. So even like the trailer for it and everything is a picture of is me talking.
It's you, because that's predominantly, I've seen it, Gun Number 6. Go watch it if you haven't.
So that lets me know.
I saw you all over it,
So even regardless of how people reacted, I knew how powerful I was because that was my first stint in the acting world, and I was on the BAFTA stage. My first stint. I've never first stint on a cinema screen, and I ended up on the BAFTA stage, first one.
And how long was you in prison for?
I was in prison for 11 years.
So let me get this straight. Let me paint the narrative. You was away for 11 years. You come home. Was you in acting 11 years prior, before jail? Was acting on your? It wasn't on your forefront.
Not even on my agenda.
Nothing, no? Not on your agenda.
Not even.
So you come out. What's got you to go into acting? How did you get the role? How did that?
Through public speaking. So when I come out, I go into the prisons, talk to the man, them schools, universities.
How did you even get that? How did you get to go into prison?
Bro, again,
I'm scared to go into prison. I done my time. I don't want to go into prison. So how did you even mentally, take that in and then go in and talk?
It's gonna sound crazy, right? Like I grew up in prison, innit?
Yeah, you basically
I feel more at home in prison than I did on road when I came out.
That's crazy.
So it's like,
that's crazy.
I was learning all this new stuff when I came out of jail.
Yeah.
And like all my actual friends are still in prison. So you can imagine. So it's like, I've got no one out here to really talk about it with. So it was like, I need to go and let the man them in there know there's hope out here. Like, yo, you man, so that's my whole thing. Run across the hill, run back. Yo, you man, guess what? Bam. So that was my whole thing, and I was trying to find out how to do it. But then I was doing, so what I started doing first was I was an ambassador for people doing arts in prison in England and Wales. And we ran an exhibition at the Royal Festival Hall. So prisoners send arts out, they send the art out, and I was selling. And the idea was that I used to run an exhibition, I'll be part of an exhibition, which was alongside shout out the Kersler Trust. They employ ex-offenders. Every year they have this thing running with this exhibition. They take young offenders on to help them get back into work. So this exhibition was running. It was curated by Benjamin Zephaniah, who's an ex-offender as well.
Okay.
Right? He's the poet. So I was selling the art at the exhibition to the public. So it would be the Ministry of Justice, it would be whoever, teacher association, whoever. They used to all come down in different days. So I had a rota. And so the idea is I can tell you how the art is made on the landing. Do you get it? I can say, yo, bro, like this matchstick model house, like my man's had to probably order it on Canteen, the matchstick, a couple of weeks on Canteen, then he's got to buy the glue. And if he ain't got a job, he's locked in it 23 hours a day. So he's got to actually be motivated to change as a person and rehabilitate in order for him to build his matchstick house. So what you're looking at, it's not just a matchstick house.
Yeah.
It's a representation, it's a symbolism of change.
I feel you.
That's why you should buy it.
I feel you.
Because what's gonna come from it, half the money goes to the victim, half goes to that person back in custody, And what that's gonna do is empower him and let him know he's got something else to offer the world.
Right.
And it's already of value. And it's good that he knows that now while he's still in there.
Yeah,
So people that are sending art out, they're in the jail.
Yeah.
So I'm doing that. And then there's this brother, he's just like, for Ministry of Justice, he's just watching me like, and he pulled me to the side like, yo, you know, like, you can get paid for this, innit? I'm like, I'm already getting paid for this. He's like, nah, not this exhibition. For speaking. He goes, he bought a painting for £500. He goes, you know, you just made me buy that painting. I didn't come here with no intention to buy any painting. I said, so why? It's like, it's the way you paint the environment.
So you got away with your words.
Yeah. So he said that to me, and I was like, okay, cool. And then National Prison Radio came through, and they pulled me. Oh, we'd love to get you back in. And said, remember, I'm on license. You know what I'm saying? I'm still on license now. So when they're talking to me, I'm just looking at them like, I remember I don't have like the clean page 16 in jail. Like, I don't have, you know, you got I'm trying to say.
A lot of you don't know what that is, but yeah.
I don't have a clean page 16. Like, I'm known to set it up. So it's just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, huh, what? So then the chair of the Ministry of Justice said, if you're willing to go into prisons, I'm gonna give you the clearance.
And then that way you were just in there.
Give me a clearance.
What type of talks was you given in prison? Motivational speeches?
Yeah,
or?
so I speak about transferable skills and comfort blankets.
Okay.
Because I credit most of my trajectory of my transition based on transferable skills. So like what I talk about is like, I'm not using a skill set different to what I was using if I'm on the road.
Okay.
It's just the application is different.
Yeah.
And with the comfort blankets, it's like, if a youth like me can still pattern and find a way, then there's no comfort blanket or I'm an ex-offender or I've got a criminal record, I can't do this, I can't. You get what I'm trying to say to you? So my thing was going in there telling the brothers what I'm on and what I've been doing for them to see that, yo, you man, these are the skill sets I'm using, bro.
That's cold.
You get what I'm trying to say to you? Because I'm saying, look, check it out. If you had to plan a move, to go and do a move, a lot of people just, on paper it says a robbery, right?
Yeah.
Cool. To put that together, to scope a move, line it up, bring the people together,
Takes a certain skill set.
have a plan,
Yeah.
and go and execute it.
Yeah.
It takes a bunch of different skills you're using. So my thing is, I can just take those exact same skill sets from there, move it over here, and still win. Because when you're living on the roads, we are fully committed. That's life or death, prison or freedom.
Yeah, facts.
So if I put that same, and that's my life on the line every day. If I was living like that every day, if I take that same commitment and put in anything else, I cannot lose. It's just impossible.
So you've just applied every skill you've learned from growing up on the States and the streets and just brought it over to
Exact same thing. You know,
different market.
I walk in the meetings with the same energy I used to have when my mum would send me to Nettles.
big up Mumsy.
Yeah, Mumsy send me to Nettles in the ends I'm not supposed to be in. And I've got to go and get these goods and come back home. So it takes a lot of bravery to actually go and do that, and I got to stand in a specific bus stop. When I walk into a boardroom, I can be 7th floor of the BBC, exact same energy.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot
Do you
lose.
feel comfortable in them environments?
Oh, yeah.
That's a skill in itself. To feel comfortable around people that's not really where we're coming from.
Bro, because, like, man's won already, bro.
What do you mean by that? Man's won already, what do you mean?
Based on how we lived, right? Based on, this is for anybody that sort of, you know, you're growing on the roads, right? I want you to look around you and understand something. There's a reason why you're here today and not in prison and not dead. If you really lived on the edge, you know what I'm talking about,
I'm with you.
right? There's a reason you're here today. There's a reason you could look around your house right now. There's a reason you could sit at home right now and watch me on the screen. There's a reason. I believe we all have a purpose and it's within us. Now, sometimes, depending on what we're doing, we block our own blessings. We may not realize it. But for me, I don't take for granted, I'm here for a reason. That means I've already won. That means I'm supposed to do something.
I feel you.
Because statistics will show.
I feel you.
Somebody like me, with my criminal history and whatever, the statistics will tell you, 95% of males with my, criminal history, they never, they don't, go on to do nothing with their life. They become crackheads, they die, they go. The statistics will tell you, I'm like an anomaly.
So you broke the system.
Not
to
even
to an extent, you broke the mold. You've come out of jail and you've changed your life? Or
Yeah,
you've
but
changed
now,
your
but
perception of life?
I'm saying it's not the change. When you say change, people think of the effort and what goes into it. No, I'm just talking about the perspective of yourself. It's where you have to start. It's like, I'm here for a reason. Nobody can make me feel like I'm not.
Yeah.
I know what situations I've been through in my life. I know situations where I could have lost my life or lost my freedom for the rest of my life. I know all those situations personally. So the fact I'm here, I can't take away the fact that I'm here for a reason. There has to be a reason. So for me, I won already.
I feel you. That's
That's without money. I've got life and I've got my freedom. That's something that I gambled with every day.
Yeah.
The fact that now I just have it,
Yeah.
I won already.
So did going away make you more appreciate what you've got? Even if it's little. The fact you got life and you're free.
Nah, it didn't.
What was it?
Remember, like I'm talking about commitment, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get sold these narratives on the roads about what the big drug dealer, what his life is like. Or maybe what the, you know,
aspiring to be
the serial killer, what his life is like.
Yeah.
I was in jail long enough, I walked in the tunnels long enough to talk to the biggest drug dealers. I sat down with the serial killers. I sat, any type of crime you could think of.
And what message did they
And
give you?
I know it ends one way.
What message would they give me? Like a
Dead end.
What's a quote that one of them will give you?
It's going towards a dead end. One thing they said to me, yeah, I got told in the dispersal, it's never left me, right? And I've said this before. A brother said to me in there, hey, Vic, you're not supposed to be in there. You get me? So I thought, what does he mean I'm not supposed to be? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, my name is my name. What are you talking about? He's like, no, bro. I could feel something different coming for me. He goes, and I'll be real. He was telling me about himself because I've been on the road all my life. That's all I know how to do. But you see you, that's not all you know how to do. You definitely can do more. So guess what? If you can grow up in it all these years, you don't go out and speak for us and speak for these kids coming places so they don't end up in this place that we're in. If you don't go out and represent because very few people have seen the tunnel, the end of the road, what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like what being buried alive looks like. Very few people have seen that. I lived it and seen it. So it's like, when you leave this place here, you have a responsibility. You've come here to see this as a vessel so you can go and thing it. And that's not just saying that because you're here and maybe you're not doing life. No, it's because as a youth in jail, I never had no incidents in jail. Not because I was fighting every day, nothing to do with that. I just knew how to deal with people. Good manners, good character. Anyone will vouch for that. He just knows how to deal with people. So what my mom was trying to show me is like, bro, you're in a place here full of bare negative energy. The vibrations are negative, yeah? People are crazy, but guess what? The craziest person deals with you, Vic.
At that time, did you think that man was just talking nonsense, or did you see what he meant then?
I didn't fully deep it. I felt like, okay, but that's a standard, man from the hood. We kind of do with everybody, but he, you know, but now I get what he's saying. He's like, no, bro, you're exuding positive vibration in a place that it is negative. That's not, like, it's just good energy people get from you. So it's like, and you're not supposed to have that in it. And I think that kind of let me know, it kind of, when I go back to it, like, it reminds me of my purpose. It's like, oh, snap, like, bro, like, look, because it's not easy. Like, you know how it is in the can.
Okay.
Dramas every day. What, 11 years, no drama? That should tell you something about, that should tell you something about the person. And I had to start acknowledging myself, like, bro, like, yeah, for real, you know? Because it's almost like, Vic, how come you don't have problems in the jail? I'm like, yeah, but because I'm not rude to people or whatever, no, I just carry myself to myself. He's like, yeah, but a lot of people carry themselves to themselves and still getting madnesses. But you don't get in madnesses.
So for me to cut in there is a good thing to me, because you refer to the village. What part of the village are you coming from? I know you're from South East London. What part of this village are you coming from? Because we're all from the village.
Yeah, obviously, the Western village that I come from, it's obviously South East London, obviously Lewisham, Turnham. It was crazy because, again, check it, I've been tested, like, even from then. So how the village worked out is, so check it out, my mum, so I come to England, I'm living with my auntie, she lives in Brockley.
When did you come to
I wasn't born,
England?
so I was about 8, 9.
Okay.
So I'm living in Brockley. When my mum moves to England, she moves to Peckham, on Peckham Rye.
So you was living separate to your
So I'm living, yeah, I grew up separate to my mum. So I'm living in Brockley, in Turnham. My mum comes to England, she moves to Peckham Rye.
Right.
Yeah, Waverley Avenue. So now I'm moving to my mum. So when she sends me shop, because we live in Peckham, she's telling me to go to that shop over there. But I'd rather go to that shop over there because I'm saying, Mum, I don't think you understand. The moment I go over there, they're going to say, because of school, everyone knows, you know, they're going to assume that, so basically that area's got problems with this area. My mum, there's no way of making her understand that. Right? So from a village mentality, survival was everything. So these are the type of dynamics I was dealing with. But again, even with that, I was able to have friends in Peckham and still just be cool in Brockley. But but again, because of the character, same thing my man in jail said. Where you from the Rye, from, you know, my mum lived on Waverley Avenue, it's towards the bottom of Peckham Rye. So it's like, a youth from there would see me and know, bro, Vic, I swear you're one of them Brockley. So, you know, but he's cool still. So I've always been that youth where it's like.
So you wasn't involved in the Peckham ghetto beef?
I would say, the man and ends are too touchy about, they're very touchy about the roles. I would think everybody that lived in Lewisham, if you was outside, you was involved. Because way before, like, I think when people look at the Lewisham situation, everybody's thinking of Peckham. Before Peckham, we were beefing, like, it was Woolwich, it was Penge, and then there was civil wars and all this type of stuff. So the Peckham thing, I'm with a different generation, the Peckham thing wasn't like, oh my gosh, guess what, this is happening. However, when it was going on, whoever the ops were, when they come through the ends, whether it's a Peckham you, a Woolwich you, a Penge you, whoever, you're from the borough, you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna, you know what I'm saying? And that's just how it was. So naturally, on that note, of course I'm involved because...
So then how do you go into jail and do 11 years without any incidents if you was involved prior? Or is it because of character?
It's just, again,
Is that the blessing?
It's character. Remember this. My thing is this, innit? Like, I always say to people all the time, innit? I'm a man that would defend myself regardless. I come from that. So I was born in Cameroon. So I come from a real slum. We're talking zinc houses, mud walls. Yeah. So no offense to anyone in England, but coming in into a council estate, what man was on in the like for me it was just like, oh, what this is.
You came from the trenches.
Yeah, I came from the trench. I was like, oh, right, what this is badness. And maybe that's why I got carried away with it because I thought, what you lot think this is sick. Yeah. That's why maybe I took advantage of it.
What we're calling the trenches, you're thinking, brother, this ain't no.
So I was never really impressed by it. I was like, oh, right, what this is. Don't get me wrong, poverty is poverty and sufferation, no matter where it is. But I'm just saying my mentality at the time was, yes, I see that this ends beef and that ends, but my thing is anybody troubles me from, I don't care what the situation is, I'm going to defend myself. Yeah. I don't care about no situation, I'm going to defend myself. Yeah. I'm being from Broccoli, yeah, people say, oh yeah, he's a Broccoli, cool, I'm a Broccoli. Yeah. But that does not mean...
That's not the be-all and end-all.
Yeah, that does not mean, oh, he's a Broccoli, when we see him, let's do something, like, I'm going to defend myself, however, same way I am now. So I wasn't, definitely there was involvement, but I think it was more... You know, if you trouble me, I'll trouble you type
It didn't have you going into jail with a mindset of, when I see X, Y, or Z.
Nah.
That wasn't your mindset at any time? Your mindset was just go in jail, I've got to get my time done.
Like, before I went to jail, I was already who I was. And if I'm honest, like, the Peckham and Lewisham thing wasn't really like that.
Okay. What do you mean? Like, before you went jail?
Let me explain something to the young G's, right?
Talk to them, man, talk to them.
This thing it's a pyramid system, there's a hierarchy, right? And you got to figure out where you stand in it. Now, when you're at the bottom of the pyramid, there's a saying, and shit rolls downhill, right? So it's always going to land to the people at the bottom. So when you're at the bottom, the weight at the top feels quite heavy. What I mean by that is, in a lot of situations that's happening in areas, there are people of the older generation, they're already communicating with each other. The people that are doing that is the kids at the bottom of the pyramid. And here's where the problem happens. When the guys at the top know we are already speaking to each other, that's like me and you, how we are, bros, and then our youngers are beefing and we don't squash it.
Yeah, I feel you.
We just let them go at it.
We've definitely got the ability to
so I feel like when there's a lack of leadership at the top, that bottom shit always happens.
Right.
So you see, by the time I went jail, I had already been rolled, before I went jail, I had already been hanging out with people at the top of the pyramid. So I knew this thing wasn't like a real thing like that. Like how I might have thought when I was in like year 8 or year 7. I'm just like, oh, so this thing's not really, because certain people at the top was already talking to each other. Right. So I can clock straight away, I can't be used in it. I'm not a soldier, so yeah, just like, I saw through, I'm like, oh, so this is between specific groups of people and groups, so it's not everybody. So then the walls, the blinders already off, so I'm not gonna go jail and be like, oh, if I see a Peckham, it didn't matter. Because for me, it was never a real thing, like, at that point. You get what I'm trying to say to you?
And you got people like Gigs in your corner who support you, I see, with your music and stuff.
Yeah, shout out Hollow, man, that's what I'm saying, it's like...
It's come a long way for you.
It's come a long way, so it's like, yeah, shout out H, and it's like being grown men and being able to like, here's the bottom line, bro, like the perspective, certain perspectives will come to you. And since I come jail, I've put my foot out what I'm on. If you're on what I'm on, you're on the vibe, what I'm on the vibe, we can mix. If you're not, then you're not, you get what I'm trying to say to you.
What is it that you're on, in brief?
Bro.
I don't want to talk for you, so.
It's just about the right representation. I need to be the best version of me, that's what I'm on. I need to be the best version of me, not some watered down version, not some subpar version, not some version that's based on devices of what people think about me or trying to have it represent an image for people. I want to be the best version of me, ultimately me. And if that's something that someone subscribes to, then they do. If they don't, then they don't. I'm okay with it because like we've just said, 11 years in the can, I'm not a person that feel like I need friends. I don't need to be part of no group or be part of no, you get what I'm trying to say to you? If you feel me, I feel you. If you don't, you don't.
I see you unfollowed everyone off your gram. What was your, is that reasons as to what you're saying now? You're just in a different space?
Nah, yeah, because again, I've been studying, trying to get, into myself a lot more. And when you do that and you start to enter certain frequencies and free your mind, you've got to get rid of some others. And let me put it this way. So basically, you see that before a rocket goes into space, right? The first thing that happens is the fire at the bottom, really hot, right? The rocket shoots up. As the rocket goes up, what happens? Bits start falling off. In order for it to reach the orbit, it has to get rid of the weight, the dead weight. And that's what I'm doing, basically.
You see, my brother has the best, what's the word I'm looking for? Analogies, bro, that that man there just said about a rocket going up and things, but it's relevant. I get the picture that you're painting.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I need to reach my orbit, so it's time to...
Let me, because we're on a Not For The Radio platform, that's the family. I need to ask you a question. And I got here my notes, because you know me, I'm a man, I bring my notes and them things there. So, what was your issue with the Rapman interview on Nftr?
Oh yeah.
For those that don't know, go check it out. I'm sure it's still up there.
First of all, shout out to all the NFTR.
What was your issue with it?
Shout out Post, shout out Shams, shout out Viz.
Like, what was the issue for you when you watched that? When you watched Rapman's interview, what was going through your mind?
You know what it was, yeah, bro. It was a period where I felt really stagnant in everything I was trying to do, and I always put it down to maybe because I haven't put enough mileage since I came out. That's cool.
Okay.
Has the whole Lewisham borough, for example. When I was looking at the scene, I was seeing that there was very minimal support.
From the borough itself?
From the scene.
Oh, from the scene?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had like, one or two people doing their thing.
Yeah.
But there is a vast talent in the borough.
Yeah, that's a
and like I said,
that's a fact.
Leaders lead, followers follow. So for me, naturally, that would be something that would concern me. So I'm looking at that like, okay, cool. So when Rapman gets in the situation he gets in, the whole village has to celebrate that.
Yeah, it's a win for
So
everybody.
A win for him is a win for me.
Yeah, it's a win for
you get it?
everybody.
I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the bro, grew up together, bam.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of NFTR interviews. I watched it all the time. For the first time, one of my brethren is gonna go on there. And I got ready, I'm gonna sit down and watch him get his flowers.
For it,
finally, one of us.
Yeah.
But how the dialogue went, I think, for me, was just like, it was just like another added thing to the feelings I already had.
So what do you feel that, what is it? Was it questions that the presenters, aka Viz, Shams, Posty was asking him, or was it the...
I just felt like, I felt like the approach, it wasn't handled with the same professional sort of level the way the other interviews have been handled. And obviously it wasn't nothing personal and they were just bantering, but for me, it felt personal to me. Like, why is it that when it's someone from Lewisham, there is that type of energy in there? Okay. So that's how I felt. However, I never had a lot of followers. So I never knew nothing about going viral, none of that. I never knew nothing of that. So I've just gone on my story and gone, and I put my phone down. Yeah. And next minute,
message.
It's everywhere. Okay. I never knew, again, not understanding my own power. I never knew
the reach that you had.
I had that type of reach. I just said it on my stories. I don't know nothing. I've just come out. I don't know nothing about socials like that.
Yeah.
So the next minute it's gone viral and it's like, snap. But again, that was a learning curve. It's not understanding your own power. But obviously, that was that. And you see me, I don't hide and talk. Anybody can say what they want about me. The one thing I don't do is I do not hide and talk.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So I just voiced it, how I did. I think at the time, because I was angry, it kind of gave people another sort of impression or energy. Like, it maybe something more personal between me, with the staff that was doing it. Nothing to do with that. I'm just, you know what I'm like. If I feel some type of way, you're going to know right then and then. I don't...
You spoke to Posty since that.
Nah, me and Post are good, man. We're cool, man. That's the bro, you get me? Me and Post are cool, that's the bro, you get me? We spoke time ago, years ago. Like this was ironed that time ago. It's just that not everything's on the internet.
Yeah, that's what I had to bring up today, because I know it's been a while since then, but I remember like, I'm sure Vic had something to say about...
Nah, Post is the bro, man. Like, shout out to all the GRM, man.
Your thing was just basically, Rapman's from the cloth, the borough you're from, he's representing, he's doing his thing, he's doing great things, but you just felt that maybe he could have had his flowers a bit better.
I just felt like what he did at the time and the position he found himself in, it was unique to our industry, and I wanted it to be given.
That's a fact.
The respect it deserved.
That's a fact.
That's all it was. But not that it wasn't given it the respect. Obviously now I understand it, the bants. Remember, bro, I'm in jail for 11 years, I don't understand banter. Yeah. We're not bantering on no landing. You're not, man's stressed in there. You're not, with the kicking, man was, there were different types of people. So I don't come from that. So even now you can't kick, I'm not the kicky person. Yeah. So I didn't understand that this is a new thing. It's called banter, where people make fun of each other, and it's cool, and it's not really cool. I'm saying certain things you're not saying. what I'm saying?
So you see Vic Santoro in 2021. Vic Santoro is a man of, you know, when he's around his friends or his people, is he a man that represents that? I.e., if there's trouble, he's the first person, head of the queue. There's trouble, I can sense it, I can smell it. Look, I'm here.
It's all about
my people.
It's all about the circumstance, right? You know, a warrior will always, you know, assess every situation differently. You know, if I'm in situations where I'm able to react, I definitely react.
Because I say that to say, I'm sure, didn't you knock someone out for Krypton Conan one time? And this might be exclusive news. You know, you only get the exclusives on my show, you know, The Landing, you know that. But I'm sure I heard you knocked somebody out for Krypton Conan, like they couldn't, not that they couldn't handle it themselves, but I'll let you explain the story as to why. Is that true, furthermore? Is that true or is that false?
It's not like there's truth to it, but it's not like, it's not me.
Did you knock someone out?
Obviously someone had to get put to sleep, but...
Yes, please explain. I got it out of him, you know. Please let us know why. What happened? Why did you have to be the person doing that? What happened?
Look. Alright, cool. Basically, you see me like I'm someone that enjoys life, innit? Right? I spent 11 years of my life in prison. So I celebrate other people's moments and celebrate other people like I would celebrate myself.
That's a fact, yeah.
Because I think as somebody that I class myself as one of the pioneers, everybody's success is based on what all the other pioneers did. So that's why for me, I can't hate on another artist. It just doesn't, it's something that it's not in me because it's like, we're all in the same thing.
In the same boat, yeah.
So when I'm in events and stuff, I turn up with the young artists. Remember, these men are young, but I would still turn up with them. It's love. I'm celebrating man's success. I'm turning up. You get what I'm trying to say to you. But obviously, I'm from the roads as well. So as a warrior, I'm turning up, but my assessment is still right. I'm still, even though when I seem like I'm not there, I'm still there. Anyway, I think obviously the situation is that what happens is, for the rappers that don't know this, is when you go to these events and there's a lot of rappers in there, you got your jury on. What happens is there's a couple people in there that are watching what rappers are in there and what they got. And what they do is normally make a phone call and give a drop because there's this belief that a lot of rappers are just lying and are not really who they say they are. There's this belief on people. So you got people out there, we're from the streets, it's a move, we know how it goes. You know, you got to get how you live. So there's those people doing that. So what happened in that incident, that what you're talking about is, was it, whose birthday was it?
Or was it Creps?
I don't know, it was one of the boys' birthdays. Shout out the bros, it was one of their birthdays. Had a great night, bro. Had a great night, amazing energy. So leaving the rave.
Time to leave now.
Time to leave, as I walk outside, this is what I said is part true, because I wouldn't say I knocked someone out for them. I would just say how I felt, what I saw when I went outside. When I went outside, I'm one of the first people to walk out, so we're all walking out together.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's some youths out there on some, you get what I'm trying to say to you? Now, I'm from the streets, so I don't know if this is coming from the past. I don't even know, I can't, with the dub, I don't, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not even thinking about, not in a way, I'm not thinking about the rest of it. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm thinking, hold on a minute.
You think about you.
If someone tried to get someone to, hold on a minute. So I'm thinking that, but as I'm talking, but how the youth is moving, then he's gone in his coat. So, but as I'm assessing it, what happened too quick, and then I think Krypton's gone, right, so am I just trying to pop my chain or whatever. But as I took my watch off, I put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
Now you've just messed up my night.
So you're feeling a bit.
Now you made me put my watch in my pocket. You've come out here and just messed up my night.
See, when when you have to take off jewelry.
Man, had a lot of great nights. Man's been on the landing. You just messed up man's night, bro.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna find out if your name is your name. That was just my thing. So it's just like it's self-defense, isn't it? So now, I'm like, now the thing's in the pocket. Now the bros are. Now everybody's. It's like alert. So it's like what? Like so what? What is it then? Like let's see what you got on the. You're saying you picked the wrong. Cause man had a pink T-shirt on, and they probably you picked the wrong crowd.
So you're out there, pink T-shirt with the man them standing in the section. You've heard Crep say something about swear man done something. You've seen the youths already. So now you're in defense mode or you're in street mode. Or I'm trying to rob the man them.
I'm in survival mode.
I'm in survival
mode. I'm not like, shout out the bros, like it's love, but I wasn't even necessarily, it's more, I couldn't work out. It all happened to, I wouldn't work out if the youth tried to reach for my watch. I don't know whose jewelry he reached for, but he tried to pop a man's chain. Or someone. I wasn't wearing a chain that day, so it probably wasn't my chain. He reached for someone's thing but missed. And then they were shuffling. They didn't follow through, you know what I'm saying? So obviously by the time my watch is gone in my pocket, I'm still like, hold on a minute, what are these youths doing? So now I then thing, the youth flinched, so straight away, come on.
You know,
I'm like, you ain't got what you're going you got on you. So now it's like, we want to see what you've got on you.
Yeah. So then what happened?
Long story short, the youth.
I'm hearing, sorry, wait, before you say that bit, there's a name that I've been hearing. Hollywood Vic.
Hurricane
Vic. Please, give us
the hurricane is just the movement. So
what
basically, now I can see you flinched. Okay, now
you know he's soft.
Okay, you're not read. Okay, you ain't got what you think you've got because people that got that don't flinch.
They don't flinch. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now I'm still moving towards him.
Yeah.
So he tries to do the slow jog away, but it's like nah, brother, you can't jog away from me. You just read man's all night. You can't jog away from this one.
You're not getting away from me.
You're not jogging away from this one.
I'm in the gym every day. You're not getting away from me, big man.
So he tried to do the jog thing. So it's just like it was long, and obviously with the cars, I'm moving in. Man telling me you think you're moving in and out of cars. I can't even remember moving in and out of cars. But as I've got to the U, obviously he's whipped out this whatever.
What did he have?
Yep, it wasn't enough, basically. Whatever he had wasn't enough. And he's whipped out something. Yeah, I'm trying to say to you, just one tap,
so
sleeping, and then that was it.
Cool. So I'm just trying to paint a picture for everybody. Like, why did it have to be you though?
It's not that it had to be me, bro, because bro, like...
Or is that just, like you said, you was in survival mode. Have you just seen a situation occurring and all you know is, I got to handle this myself?
Bro, like I told you, like, man grew up going hunting, right? So it's gonna sound crazy and people are gonna be like, right, he's going into something else, but your senses in the forest is different because you set traps and stuff. And it's dangerous. And we grew up in the bush, basically, swimming in rivers and stuff like that. So even when you're in the water swimming, you gotta be you get a feeling if there's an animal in the water that's not supposed to be in there, and if you're in danger. So all I felt in that present moment was danger, and I couldn't tell if you come there for me or any of these guys. I don't know. It just so happens I'm there, and everyone here is rappers and whatever not. So the movement for him, I think, it's just the rules, bro. You don't do that, bro. Like I'm saying to you, you don't come there.
It was instincts.
It was instincts. Like you left your house to come here to make one of us take an L and ruin the night and ruin the vibe. And obviously, and then on top of that, you're not even being serious completely about the whole thing. You just thought rappers, all soft. It's a eat. No, bro. It's not a eat, fam. It's a trap door. It's not a eat.
Would you once have been those boys or those people? Would there have been a time when you was on...
I would have never moved like him.
You would have moved like him, but is there a time when you could have seen yourself being in that position?
Brother, in the old days, people know Go Road season. You know, I come from the Go Road era.
So you can't hate on them for coming.
Nah, I'm not knocking the hustle.
You didn't come
I think the lesson is because you got to remember, look, a man got one tap, and he was out. It could have been, I'm saying to you, that's just a lesson, like, next time you pull up,
come properly.
Be about your thing, because you might run into a man like Man, that I'm just not gonna, put it this way, I don't want to say, like, I'm not saying in a way like that, but you're not gonna pull out your thing that's that long away. I'm not the guy that's gonna run from that. Or you're gonna pick, I'm not the guy that's gonna run from that.
Have you ever lost a fight?
Lost a fight?
Have you ever lost a fight?
I've lost a fight.
How did you lose that fight?
My cousin.
Family thing, what's going on?
My cousin moved to me.
Well, older cousin, younger cousin, like, what happened here? How old was you? What's this?
I was young. So basically my uncle's got this thing where if the male's in the family, we start arguing right now in this room, we've got to just fight.
Okay, I respect that.
So they're like, well, you don't want to argue.
I respect that.
Oh, you don't angry at each other, let's fight. And you can't stop it. You can't say no now. Like, no, I don't want to fight.
It's in. We're locked in.
So I'm running my mouth out to my cousin, and I felt like I could take it. My uncle's like, all right, cool. My uncle's like, all right, cool, go outside then. You lot go outside. And obviously I was just on it. Back garden, fully scrapping. I was doing well, man. Then he put me in this chokehold. And I started screaming.
Let me intervene. You see the chokehold? I don't like...
You put me in a chokehold.
Is that foul play? You see enough fight? I feel like choking.
It's not foul play.
Let me tell you why. This is the landing. You can at any time ask me anything you feel to, I'll land on it. But I have to land on this. I was in a situation one time and I had to go for the chokehold. But what that told me was, physically, my shots must not have been doing that because I've had to resort to choking a man out. But I didn't take no satisfaction out of choking him out. Like,
it's a skill.
To sound,
it's a skill.
But that skill...
It's a skill.
If I lose a fight to a chokehold, I don't know if I lost the fight.
You lost the fight.
Did
still.
I really lose?
Hey, see, man, put you in a chokehold.
Did I really
Man's
lose?
making you go sleep. You see, when you wake up, you're gonna have no trainers on.
But listen,
your t-shirt is gonna be
but
on back to front. You're gonna think something bad happened to you.
If I get in a fight with a man, yeah, and I'm physically giving him pain, but then a man gets me in a chokehold. And puts me to sleep. Did I really lose?
You lost, fam.
Did I really lose, though?
You see when you wake up.
Brother, that's foul play.
You see when you wake up.
Is there such thing as foul play in a fight?
No, there's not.
So there's no rules?
No, listen, remember.
So you can give me the chokehold, I go sleep, I lost the fight.
You lost the fight, bro.
Let me know in the comments if we agree with that, because there's a part
bro,
of me that's like,
you see physical harm. Physical harm is physical harm.
Yeah,
this is not professional sport. This is not.
For a man
this is
to
not
put you to sleep, he knows he's struggling.
Do you know how vulnerable that is when a man put you to sleep?
Yeah, because you can do whatever to a man, pause, but that's crazy.
Do you know how traumatized you're gonna be when you wake up?
You know,
it's worse than getting put to sleep.
Yeah.
It's worse than getting knocked out. So guess what? So when I started doing when I first years ago when I was doing all the Muay Thai stuff or whatever.
Yeah, you're training. Yeah.
One of the first things my trainer said was, "Man's got to put you to sleep so you know how it feels like. So when you do it to someone else, because there's a biting point. There's a biting point of okay, he's asleep.
Yeah.
If I go past that biting point, he sees he's not coming back. And if you don't get put to sleep yourself, you can't learn the biting point.
Wow, that's crazy. I don't want to be put to sleep. I've never been knocked out.
No, but
I don't want to feel that.
It's a button. So even in training, a man will put you there. So for example, if I've got someone in the hold, I know where that button is based on the fact that I've been put to sleep before.
So I know when. You know when.
Yeah, I know when to go. Like if I've got that, I know when to go. He's gone. I know when to let you go. No, you're gonna be up in 20 seconds. And I know where to carry on going. No, he's not gonna be up for that. He's gonna need. I
feel like Friday. You know when Craig was getting choked, put to sleep by Debo. I thought I was in my soul for like, this is unfair, fam. Debo putting man to sleep. This is unfair. But what you saying? Anything goes, basically.
Not anything goes, but I'm about peace.
So that's how you lost your fight with your cousin.
Yeah, my cousin put you out. He put me in my choke. Still, I screamed on him. My uncles had to come break it up.
I don't think you lost, man.
I lost, fam.
I don't think you lost, man.
I lost, fam. I was running up my mat. He done a mad thing still. But away from that, I don't really like, as much as people don't believe, I don't get in fights. Like, I don't, not because nobody don't want to fight, not because of that, but I don't have no reason to get in a fight. I deal with people properly. I've got manners. I've got respect.
Definitely.
So there's no reason for nobody to want to fight me. Like, why? Like, I'm a peaceful guy.
You got children as well?
Yeah, got 2 kids.
You want to give the age?
15-year-old and a 10-year-old, so yeah.
15 and 10?
Yeah.
So alone, that should tell everybody where your head's at, kind of.
Yeah.
Because I do feel that the toughest gangster, the biggest gangster, once kids come into his life, I feel that the narrative changes.
Yeah, man. I always say that to people, man. I think
like the heart's still there, but the narrative of, do I want to risk that to go there, but then might not see my kids.
Yeah, nice. I mean, children is such a blessing, man, and it should change you for the better. It doesn't always pan out like that for everyone, but I think that's because growth has its own different timestamp, and everybody's journey is different. So it might be a child that be the person that make you change. It might be a near-death experience. It might be but away from that, being a parent was something beyond my wildest dreams. So something I'm very proud of.
I hear you talk about mumsy. Was your father? Did you have a father figure?
Yeah,
was around?
Yeah. My dad passed away when I was about 13.
Sorry to hear that.
So again, for example, I used to get into as a teenager. Yeah. I used to get in, confrontation with the man them, and people always felt like, some people felt like, okay, maybe like my man feel like he's too bad or whatever not, but it's like, my dad died when I was young. I've never taken talk from a man. Yeah. So the sound of it doesn't even sound good in my ear. Right. It's a trigger for me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Whereas when my mum talks to me, I've got my head down. My older sister talked to me, because there's a lot of women in my family. Yeah. So the idea of another man, and it took years and years for me to even understand that. And then I was in jail. I mean, a specific person, I'm not going to say their name, someone I got a lot of respect for, he felt like I was clashing with him a lot. And he felt like I wasn't giving him his dues. And I had to really say to him, yo, brother, like, man proper, rates your thing. You know what I'm saying? I'll call you big bro. Okay. But guess what, bro? I grew up with my dad. I've never had talk from a man. So when I respond to stuff you're saying, it's not personal to you. Yeah. That's just how I am. I'm just not on taking no talk. But,
So you see, with regards to bringing it back to music, I've always said you're one of the coldest. Like, I've always, and I'll elaborate on what I mean by that. You could, in this room now, rap for probably 20 minutes.
Yeah, big fan.
Now, I couldn't do that. So, as someone who raps, I have to give you praise to say that. Bro. Someone that can do that to me is in an elite league. I've heard your content. Your content's very well thought of. Do you write lyrics, or is it all from?
I write, definitely write. I haven't got that skill that magical skill everybody talks about that they memorize stuff. I'm a cypher rapper. You can't memorize that amount of bars.
What's your thought on people that have phones out when they do freestyles?
Doesn't count.
Elaborate on that. What do you mean?
You see, you know what I think about in my head? I think of being 15, going into a cypher and trying to pull out my lyric book. Blood. I say, you man, wait, let me just get this paper out. I would have been finished.
What, you rapping at 15?
Yeah.
You was, yeah?
Yeah, I wouldn't have been even allowed back. Like, to even come and party, I couldn't. So when I see people with their phone, I understand that obviously they're in different stages trying to learn their art. But for me, that doesn't count. I don't listen to anyone that reads off their phone. The moment I see your phone in your hand, I just go past it.
So there's so many artists I can think of
that's
that have
karaoke.
their phone out when they're doing their freestyles. So for someone like you watching that, you watch that with discomfort?
I just skip it.
You don't watch it? Could be the best rapper, you're not watching that.
Yeah, it's classes in league, innit? You hold your phone when in the same class, so I didn't want to hear what you got to say.
So are you the best rapper over here in the UK?
I would say I can stand in the room with the best.
And have a cypher or spit, whatever?
Cypher. So there's two differences. There's artists that make good songs. There's artists that rap really good.
And what are you?
I'm an artist that raps really good.
So you don't make good songs?
I have another opportunity to showcase my song making, which people are about to find out.
Yeah, we're about to find out.
People are about to find out. But I'm talking
about
when I'm talking about wordplay, wordsmith. I'm talking about any beat, any tempo in a room. You can't repeat your bars. Not a bar anybody's heard before. Right now, I can stand in the room. You can line up the best of what they've got and put them in the room. Yeah, and I promise I'll be one of the last ones standing that doesn't run out.
Okay.
And there's a reason for that. That's not to take nothing from no one. That doesn't mean everyone's not as good.
Yeah.
It's just because. It took me longer to get to a place where I have to make music. Like make songs.
Make songs, yeah.
So for my whole music career, I started on the block rapping. I'm in jail in the exercise yard rapping. I'm the guy on social in the cell rapping. So I've been practicing over and over and over.
You've been working on your craft.
Yeah, I'm saying I've been working on my craft. That's what separates me from other people. Other people are probably brilliant if they worked on it, but I'm just saying based on where I am right now and how I've worked on it, you can get the best in our scene when I put them in the room with me, whatever tempo they want to go, wherever they want to go. And here's another thing, forget the tempo, subject matter. I'm that in tune to my stuff. We can say, let's just talk about this, or talk about, and I can go into it.
Right. And what's your thoughts on then being qualified to rap?
What do you mean?
Is everybody qualified to rap?
Yeah.
Your opinion?
Qualified to rap?
Qualified to rap.
Yeah.
Everybody is qualified to rap.
Yeah.
So
have a go, you're allowed to have a go.
So what I mean by that is, if Dave, not Santan, from down the road, never been to jail, never sold an 8-ball in his life, never done none of it, goes to work, there's nothing wrong with going to work.
Yeah.
He just goes to work and music is his hobby.
Yeah.
But you're hearing Dave now in a cypher with you, talking about bricks, machine, death. Is he qualified to talk about that stuff?
I wouldn't say qualified, but I think he's allowed to talk about it.
So if he talks about it better than you talk about it, let's just say devil's advocate thing. If he talks about it better than you do, is he better than you?
Then he's worked on his art more than I have.
So he's better than you?
Yeah, at that moment, yeah.
Is he more qualified than you?
Definitely not. No, qualifications based on experience. So
Where
if he hasn't got my experience, then he can't.
The point I'm trying to make is, how do we draw the line of who's qualified to say this and who's not qualified?
Yeah, but
shouldn't that matter in the case of when they're saying not top 5 rappers?
Who cares about the qualifications though?
I do.
Why?
If we're naming,
why do you do?
I'll tell you why. If we're naming top 5 rappers and you put a name in there to me that hasn't lived what we've lived, and I can say you because I know your life to an extent, we've been on the landing, no pun intended, we've been there. If these men haven't, but we're now in a cypher mode or something, or not even a cypher, they're just saying, oh, he's better than you. But I know that he ain't walked a day in this life. Like, no, how can he be?
Yeah, but that's two separate things though.
Why is it?
It's not about the story, it's about how you tell it.
So you're storytelling though, right?
Yeah, so basically...
So you're good at storytelling, but that's not real life. So is he qualified?
Yeah, but okay, but here's the thing though. Here's the thing about it. Is this not entertainment?
I knew he was going to come with the smart answer. I knew he was going to come with the smart answer. It is entertainment. Go on, let me finish off this. Go on, it is. Yeah, go on.
So basically,
So you can lie?
So what's the weight or what...
You said it's entertainment, right?
No, it's entertainment. So you know what that makes it? That makes it expression. So you know what that means?
What's that mean?
That means it's whatever your perspective is.
Which means you're lying. You can lie.
No.
Why not? It's his perspective.
And here's what I think. Even if you wanted to lie,
yeah,
who does that affect? You, the artist, or the listener? If you're lying about your content,
I would say the artist.
Exactly. So,
but the artist is calm with lying. That's my thing. We all can't be qualified. You said earlier we're all qualified to rap. I'm telling you, we're not all qualified.
Yeah, but
to rap.
We're not. I think the terminology you're using is wrong. You're saying qualified to rap. It's an art form. It's expression. Everybody's allowed to do it.
No.
Man's nan can rap if they want to.
Viz, do you know what I'm saying?
I know.
I'm saying
but you're
they're allowed to rap. Are they qualified
On what
to
topics?
rap?
On what? You're talking about specific topics.
Life. Are you cool with rappers lying?
There you go. Then get
Simple.
direct to the
Thank you, my
question.
brothers. Are you cool with rappers lying?
You know what? For me, it doesn't bother me.
Fair enough.
Because you want to hear the truth.
What if that person's being mentioned above your name? He's better than Vic.
That's an opinion, no?
Do you not sit in your household with your immediate circle and say, brother, my man is an idiot. He got sent to the shop.
Yeah, but even if that's the case...
You just said yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying but even if that's the case, it doesn't make me think, why is he rapping?
No. Is he better than you though?
Come on, of course I'm not. No, I don't think no one's better. You know that I don't think none of these guys are better than me. You know I think that's naturally, but that's not based on arrogance.
Okay.
That's just based on I practice my craft. But however, I'm not sitting there watching people thinking, is he telling the truth or is he lying? I don't care.
Do you get a vibe if someone's lying or not?
I don't even listen to enough to know who the liars actually are.
Who does Vic Santoro listen to?
Oh, am I
Name me 3 rappers that Vic Santoro
UK
listens
or
to.
America?
UK, please.
Flipping now. UK guys.
Just three rappers you listen to.
Pot of paper.
Pot of paper.
I'm not gonna say you or any of the man them. Shout out the man them. Or try the whole of OJV. I'm not gonna say that because they're gonna be like he's picking just people he's cool with. I would say pot of paper. Who else do I really like the sound of? Flipping out. Obviously, Swiss is my favorite rapper, UK rapper of all time. But if I say that again, they're gonna say.
You know what I'm coming with next. One more name.
One more name. Who's my other favorite?
And be careful because you know what I'm coming next.
Who's my third? Who am I listening to? I'm saying I listen to the Swiss's album. I still listen. Pain and Music. I still listen to it. Pot of paper. I'm talking projects. Projects. I'm actually listening to. The third project I listened to is recently. Who's been? You know what? Rimsey's new thing's good.
So Rimsey, Pot of Paper, Swiss. Are you better than those 3 artists?
In what sense?
Rapping.
We never know that till we get in a cypher.
No, but I've just asked you your opinion. Are you?
I think I'm the best in the world.
So are you better than them 3?
I think I'm the best in the world.
Are you better than them 3?
That's your answer to the question. I think I'm the best in the world.
Are you better than them 3?
You're never gonna know till we get in a cypher.
But you're the best in the world.
I'm the best in the world.
That's my brother, you know. Politically correct. All right.
Because here's the thing about you're saying better than them. In what sense?
Rapping.
The music is realms.
If this is a song that you all like, if I give you a song you all like and say this is cold, when you all jump on this song, who has the best verse?
Okay, but
you, Swiss, Potter, Rimsey, who has the best verse?
Okay, but you see what it is? I'm not even a rapper.
Who has the best verse?
I'm not a rapper no more.
Who has the best verse?
It depends on the song. It depends on the song.
Who has the best verse?
So I don't think. You see me? I'll be trying to spin anyone I go on a song with.
All right,
cool. But here what is?
Go on.
I'm not rapping no more.
What are you doing?
I'm channeling.
I'm
channeling. There's different types of artists. Some men are still rapping. You see, a lot of people. Now let me break that down.
Yeah, please elaborate.
You see, when I say stuff, you feel it. You don't think, oh, that sounds cold. No, you feel it somewhere. You don't even understand it. Have you listened to music and got goosebumps? Yeah. Those are channelers.
Yeah.
Very few artists have got the power to channel. Take it with a beat. I could speak to a camera and channel.
Right.
I'm a channeler. I'm not a rapper.
I know what you're saying.
So naturally, if you stand in a room with me, my energy is gonna consume that room because I'm channeling.
I'm with you.
You get it?
I'm with you.
So I'm not rapping no more. So I don't go to my lyric book and think metaphors. I'm not thinking that. I just channel. So in my new song, I say I go into a trance when I prophesize. My life's mad. I can't break it down. I just hypothesize. What I'm trying to say to you is when I get lyrical, I'm not thinking of the words. They just come.
You just wanted to make me hear that line.
Yeah, you have to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
What's that song from? Take it from?
A song from my new single that just come out called Reinvented.
Reinvented.
Yeah.
Cold,
and that's what I talk about. I'm a channeler. When I speak, I channel. So I could do without the beat or the beat.
All right, cool. I was trying to wind up my brother, but Reinvented as the single, that's out now, by the way. Go check that out. Is that going to be on the EP that you worked on?
Reinvented is taken of the Glory Days project, which is out.
Love that title.
24th of February. Like Joe Blacks always say to me all the time, "Blood, this Glory Days is coming like detox. When are we gonna get it?"
It was like detox.
Blacks, I've got it.
It was like detox.
I've been talking about it for years. Blacks is coming now, so it's gonna be here February the 24th.
That's when it's out?
Yeah, that's when it's out. First, Vivo, obviously.
Vivo.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, sorry. The tape, all platforms. My videos. It's on my Vivo channel.
Okay.
So yeah, man, Reinvented is out now. A lot of great support. Shout out all the people supporting it. But yeah, man, go take that in, man. That's if you want to hear what does it mean by channeling, go listen to my new single Reinvented.
I think everybody that's watched this now will know to go and take in his EP.
Go take it in.
You heard what he's saying.
A channel.
He's the best rapper in the world. Yeah. So go and take in his new EP, February the 24th.
February the 24th.
And you see Glory Days. What made you come with that title, bro? What made you? What's the thought behind that?
Glory Days is about a time where only people from the club can speak about. So the stuff you're worrying about is who's telling the truth.
Qualified. Yeah.
Glory Days is
That's
know
for me, basically.
the club can anyone from the club can identify with, because what I'm talking about and how I'm breaking it down and how I'm channeling the type of emotions I'm channeling. If I haven't been through it, I can't channel that.
Right.
So that's what Glory Days is taken from. And Glory Days is also about a time where Glory Days is about a time when I was younger and all you cared about is having a shape up. And you had the one good pair of trainers, and you used to go to all-day barbecues and house party in the weekend before everything kind of got serious. So Glory Days, that's what it is. So that was my childhood, the happiest moment of. Whereas now I'm living my second childhood, where right now I wake up every day, and that's really I got the Glory Days energy. Like there's no, not saying there's no stress. There's stress like that, but it's like my old stresses are not there like that again. You get it?
I would just want to congratulate you on number one, having an EP that's coming out. The rollout that I've seen so far, I can already tell you're in your bag. Like you're really taking this EP and project serious. So definitely want everybody to go get it on the 24th.
24, go get it. And quickly, what I want to say to every artist as well is like, there's this disparity, this information getting put out. People say, no, artists shouldn't sign a deal. Artists shouldn't sign a deal. I get that if you're talking about a major, but as you know, like if you have an opportunity with a good indie to go indie with somebody that you can help. You could be involved in your project a lot more. It can be really, really beneficial and really helpful. I feel like the right information is there in terms of like you don't need to go to the majors to give yourself away. You don't definitely need to do that. You can set up structures that can work for you. However, there is also an advantage in, taking a smaller lead to get the wheel spinning, and then make and then pull out the big picture. If you get what I'm trying to say. So. But yeah, man. So
is that another way for saying maybe take like a small bag to get to a bigger bag?
Yeah, because a lot of people I could have gone with a major. I easily could have, because I was at a point in my career where they would have signed me based on the noise alone, without the music and just the other accolades. They would have signed me based on that.
Because your personality does get you've been trending and been viral on a lot of occasions, bro.
Yeah, they would have.
And that's just from you giving your opinion.
Yeah, give my opinion.
That tells me your opinion is
channeling,
looked after.
I'm a channeler when I speak in travel. So, but me, I went with an indie. Shout out Big Indie.
Oh, you're with an indie right now?
I'm with an indie. Yeah, that's what I'm signed to. I'm signed with an indie. So we done like a JV type deal. Which is rare, so big them up. They dealt with me properly. The business was done properly, and I got everything I need. And
what's a JV type deal?
JV is a joint venture. JV it's a joint venture. So basically, it's like,
joint venture. Sorry.
You know what I'm saying? I'm running my own show as well. Yeah, so we work as a partnership, me and the company, and to let everything grow. So no one's dictating to me.
So how does that feel, bro? You're telling me you're signed?
Yeah.
So how calm the guy? What? Not a good feeling? Has life changed? Is it? Everyone's got this perception that when you get signed, you get a big load of money, your life changes. So is that the reality for you?
I mean, fortunately for me, my life was already where it was before the deal. You get what I'm saying? So this was just another added blessing from God. So for me, the financial implications instantly wasn't what I was focusing on. It was about the business setup.
What they can offer you, etc.
If you look at like on the digital stores and stuff like that, I've never put a project out, and I've done that on purpose.
You've never had a project?
I've never put an official project out. It might be street tape. This is my first project, and coming out of jail. So if you check it right, I came out of jail 2015, right? So I said to myself, I've got within 5 years to get in a situation where when I put the music out, I can get put in front of the people. You said something to me before, which you relayed the conversation. You was telling me something that what Crep said to you about. If you've not been put in front of the people yet,
you're still a new artist.
You're still a new artist.
Facts.
So it's like, that's the same ethos. It's like, I always know that as long as I'm not being in front of the people,
you're still new.
You know what I'm saying? And people, when you look at the reaction I'm getting out of my stuff, you're gonna see the impact I'm talking about. I waited till there was a business situation that worked for me. Where it was not about the money, it was not about I need a bag or I need to get, no, it was like my life was already set up, I was already doing what I was doing. And then the situation came, and that allowed me a lot more leverage to make sure it works properly. I was waiting for that to happen. So for a lot of artists that have given up, or maybe you think your chance is gone, bro, I'm living proof. And let me tell you one more thing, inspirational, crazy. I got signed without the label hearing one song.
How did that even happen? Is that just somebody hearing you and seeing you and believing, or is that?
It's a story, bro. Same thing that brought the BAFTA. Same thing that brought the BAFTA. It's man's story. Man's story is unique. It's unique to me.
Again, the reason why Vic's sitting is because this is why he said it himself. Like the man has won a BAFTA. He's signed now. These were his dreams that he's ticking off the boxes to. How come you're not giving him his flowers for that? Because I don't know nobody else that owns a BAFTA, bro.
Now, I think that was then. I think now people give him my flowers. You get me?
You get your flowers now.
They don't give him my flowers. No, I'm joking.
Hey, don't make me call his cousin for the sleeper hold.
I don't want to sleep.
Yeah, you know.
No, I think in the past,
Yeah.
I was misunderstood based on how I represented myself. So it's not everybody else's fault.
Okay.
I was, fresh out the cage.
Yeah.
I knew nothing.
Wow,
Nothing. But what now? You know how it goes already. So
But again, more
I probably
props to
spoke to some people with the wrong sort of decorum. I probably approached situations a bit immature in some instances. However, I've gone around and sort of, cleared that up with people. And I would like to think I don't have no bad relationship with no one in the industry. So I think sometimes, not even sometimes, all the time, the energy you put out into the world is the energy you get back. You get what I'm saying? So as much as I was doing all these amazing things, my output of my energy was completely wrong. And I can acknowledge that. So therefore, I'm blocking the way of my blessings. You get what I'm trying to say to you? My sister always tells me all the time, like, don't be surprised about everything that's happening in your life right now. It's backdated blessings. So I blocked my blessings. So I knew as a spiritual, you had to go clean it up and rare whatnot, and my doors opened again. So it wasn't everybody's fault. Like, they weren't giving me my flowers. I was misunderstood because watching me on that Instagram live, it's hard to know what I'm reading. You can't, from a distance, you can't tell what type of person I am.
That's right.
You might just have a whole different opinion of me, and then the times I'm getting trolled and then I'm having to, jump out on people to stop the trolling, all those different things, it gives you the wrong impression of me, really. You get what I'm trying to say to me? But really, since I come out of jail, I just wanted to do what I'm doing now. Like, just stay in my corner, mind my business, do what I'm doing, and prove. I don't want people to, I don't want nothing given to me. Let me just earn everything, that I'm entitled to. Allow me a chance to earn it. And I'm grateful that I'm in a position now that I can earn.
I feel like you've arrived. I mean, the EP's around the corner, February the 24th. Like, you're signed, like, bro, you're coming here with 70 grand watches on. It's my brother, so I can talk like that. You get what I'm trying to say? But I haven't got my percent yet, but we're going to talk later. What I want to say, before I get on to the quick fire rounds, which we call Gubs on the Landing, do you want to let us know what features are on the project, or is everything's top secret? Because I know how you move. Have you even got features furthermore?
Yeah, I've got features.
You want to name 2 or 1, or leave it? Is it secret time?
Swiss is on the project.
Jeez!
That's what you're getting.
And that was a man that he said he will spin on the song.
See this, brother.
February the 24th. All right, listen. Quick fire round, yeah? Gubs on the Landing. I'm going to ask you some questions. I really need you to answer them as quickly as you can. Please,
Quickly,
let's
go.
Let's go. Name a female rapper that you rate.
Shabo.
Single or relationship? Do you prefer to be in?
Relationship.
Independent or major?
Independent.
Name an artist that aired you. Gets them every time,
Has anyone been that bright?
What artist have you reached out to and not got a reply from? Is a nicer way of saying it.
I don't think there's anyone.
So you've never reached out. Have you ever reached out to an artist?
I don't even think I do much reaching out. But if I have, I don't think you blanked me. The industry's too small for all of that, like that.
Best producer.
Michelin Chin.
Top 2 favorite artists right now.
UK or
UK
US?
only. UK only.
UK only. Right now, Pot of Paper, definitely. He put out a lot of music, Second artist I'm really feeling right now, Paul Salute.
What estate are you from?
Turnham.
Who started UK drill?
I was on the gulag. I was on the landing.
Who started UK rap?
Started it?
Who started UK rap? For you.
Oh, for me, who was the first set of people I saw?
Who started UK rap for you? Like, when you think about UK rap and
who made me want to rap?
If you want to put it like that.
I was already rapping.
So who started UK rap? Because you're trying to do
who
something.
Who started UK rap? You know the people I'll put on top of the future in UK rap? Like Mike JLC is right at the top.
Okay.
For me.
Okay.
Kalashnikov.
Okay. Skinny Man,
we're talking Roots Maneuver. Like, I come from the real.
That's big up all of them.
Black Twang.
Yeah, all right.
I come.
That's cool now.
All right, I come from the real
Viz,
era.
man said Black Twang,
I was rapping then.
Rodney P.
Biasy
as well.
Come on.
Yeah.
I was rapping. I was still trying to work how to rhyme then. When these guys were.
Was you listening to them, man?
100%. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I remember hearing Letter to My Girlfriend for the first time. I almost lost my mind.
Yeah.
I thought, this brother said, what? He sounds like he's some hair. I almost lost my... When I heard Kalashnikov Murder, even till today.
Crazy.
Even till today.
Crazy.
I almost lost... I said, this brother said, what? It felt like a UK Nas.
Would you want to see those artists return?
What? Brother, you know how much it breaks my heart? Yeah, I know people say VIC too old school. Do you know how much I'm hurt that there is not like a legacy concept with all our... Because here's what it is, history cannot be ignored.
That'd be cold.
History cannot be ignored. So these guys, for me, they'll always be
Up there.
For me. And if they had a concert, bro, listen, we've been to a So Solid concert together, for example. You see how I'm moving when I'm
Yeah. I never seen my brother move before, you know. I took him to a So Solid concert, brother. All types of cutting shapes and skanks was coming. I said, bro.
Because you see, I don't feel like we're paying homage. I'm a man that's comfortable with my own skin. So I'm like, what? Well, I remember 21 Seconds coming on TV for the first time. I remember just watching that live and being a youth on the pavement. I was like, yo, man's got to get it.
Yeah.
So I know how he's been motivated. And I'm on stage, and I'm on stage with So Solid and they're performing. I was lost my mind, fam.
Pay as you go, So Solid crew, Heartless crew. You can only pick one.
So Solid, come on, man.
So Solid. Is there a reason why? You want to add a reason why? Or it's just a no-brainer?
Gang shit.
What football team do you support?
Arsenal. Say something.
Scarface or Paid in Full?
Scarface.
I think that's the only questions. Viz, any questions for Vic? Nah. Anything we need to... He's an Arsenal man, so we don't really want to keep him around too long.
Nothing.
We don't want to keep him
around.
I know you see
the cannon on the flag. You know what's going on. We don't want to hear nothing.
So before we wrap it up, we know the EP's coming.
Yeah.
Is there anything else the people need to know about coming from VIC Santoro 2021?
Yes, definitely. Follow me on Spotify because I need you. Just follow me on Spotify and just across all the DSPs. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, VIC Santoro TV. I have a lot of music coming this year. Another big announcement of a film, which I'm not going to talk about because you lot always going like, they're always giving roles. They always typecast him. Well, your boy landed a big one, but we're going to talk about it. And also, I'm hoping when we start doing casting for that, I can, give more, I'll put our casting call. I'll give opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a writer now and a director, you know what I'm saying? So I'm an actor. So those are new credentials. So I'm happy about that. I'll be able to give people some opportunities to get themselves on screen. And yeah, other than that, just taking the music, bro. I got the music coming. Glory Days, Reinvented is out now. Go take that in. You get me? I got the joint February the 24th, the project comes, Glory Days. So yeah, man.
Well, blood, all I can say, brother or not, your flowers are deserved, bro. Love for coming through. Keep winning. Keep inspiring.
Come on, bro. You know the vibes. You know the vibes.
The landing.